Bitcoin is this hot, and I think she's a hot babe, dude. I mean, the cool thing is I don't think anybody's going to have to wait 4 years. I would predict by December 31, 2024, it's going to be extremely evident to everyone what the hell this whole Bitcoin thing's about. I think you're going to see demand that even Satoshi didn't even imagine. Okay, like the angles on this are so staggering. 4 to 8 years, 8 years it'll be continue to hold the title as the greatest investment in history.
Let me introduce you to Gary Cardone, a well-known personality in the Bitcoin investing world and co-founder of Cardone Ventures. Gary discussed his thoughts and predictions on the future of Bitcoin in his most recent interview with Robin. Gary is steadfast in his support of Bitcoin, having already invested an amazing 88% of his liquid net worth in the Bitcoin. He even made news last April when he announced his Florida property for 242 Bitcoin, while his twin brother Grant Cardone listed his mansion on the beach for 646 Bitcoin. However, why such an enormous Bitcoin investment? For Gary and Grant, Bitcoin is a paradigm shift that has the potential to completely transform the world's financial system, not merely a financial asset. They believe that Bitcoin is the best asset to have and that real estate is a liability that comes with expenses and responsibilities. According to Gary, there will be an enormous rise in demand for Bitcoin in the upcoming months, and by December 31st, 2024, it should be widely used. We'll get into Gary's viewpoint on why Bitcoin is the essential component of financial independence today. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications. Remember to stay until the very end, as Gary gives his insightful thoughts on why Bitcoin symbolizes freedom.
This is going to happen in 2.5 years. You're going to see allocations that are crazy. My allocation is 88% of my liquid net worth is in Bitcoin, okay? And I'm 66. And other older people should be, you should be monsterly allocated. You're young, bro. When you see an opportunity like this, you spank it out. You don't put 1 or 2%. We're just going through this massive step change, and it's going to impact everything, man. Art, real estate, money, opportunities for people like you. Bro, the opportunities, millions of jobs. Everybody should go talk to their politicians and don't mention Bitcoin. Say, hey, there's millions of jobs that people don't have to go to college to perform. We've never seen this before, okay? So there's no skills really required. You have to be willing to study and learn. Bitcoin will be in every country, everywhere, every speck of sand and piece of land on the planet, legal or not legal, right? It's going to find its way into every crack and crevice. That is truly a global market, man. If the CEO of Visa gets killed on an airplane tomorrow morning, price will be impacted. Bitcoin, this is why I don't like Ethereum. Tell me that Vitalik gets killed on an airplane, that the price of Ethereum should get crushed. The problem with centralization is the guy at the top always goes bad. Right? And then then games start playing. And then there's opacity. Opacity is the inability to see in through and into something. It's dark. As soon as you see darkness, there's monopoly constructs in play, right? And that's the beauty of Bitcoin. It should be all open source. It should be transparent. We are going to live in a world in the future. There'll be one group of people that want to be ultra opaque, and then there'll be a group of people that want to be transparent. I choose to live in the transparent world. That means open source blockchains, public blockchains, not private blockchains. And the people are going to be able to make a choice. But I think, we're going through this chasm of change that people are going to now really begin to understand how the world works, because they're going to see the difference between these two worlds. They're very, very big differences between these two worlds that we're trying to bridge the past analog into the future digital, and everything gets digitized. This is not going to be just a little partial game, dude. It all gets digitized now.
Let's quickly review some breaking news before delving further into more of Gary Cardone's perceptive thoughts. Popular TradingView user Trading Shot has made a daring forecast on the price of Bitcoin. Based to their calculations, Bitcoin may reach an incredible $300,000 within the current cycle. Technical indicators such as the Mayer multiple mean were used by TradingShot to note that Bitcoin has remained at critical levels, indicating consolidation. They identified the starting points of bullish cycles by examining past trends. They also looked at earlier cycles Fibonacci, which suggested that cycle 4 would reach an 8.0 Fibonacci level. They projected a price objective of $300,000 for Bitcoin throughout this cycle based on their study. Let's get back to Gary to hear what he has to say next.
The federal government and the Queen and the Austrian megalodons, they own it all. You get to pay to use it. So all you're actually doing is renting anyway. It's just one big lease market. I look at Bitcoin and go, nobody but me owns Bitcoin. It's sitting here in this system, one of a kind, finite, never before seen in the history of mankind except you and me. We're the only finite, unique, one-of-a-kind creatures on this planet, along with some other many organisms, right? And what do we do to all those things? We don't know how to treat any of those things. I'm quite certain no one, including myself, has placed the correct value on Bitcoin. I look at this as a 4 to 8 year hold. If you're just looking at Bitcoin, I would not come into Bitcoin thinking you're going to buy here and sell in 3 months. The play here is to buy it, put it away safely, continue to buy it on a daily cost basis, monthly cost basis. Okay, this is a very cool 401k pension retirement program that if you just put it away and let it do the work for you, you then go out and do your day job, whatever makes you really happy. Bitcoin is this hot, and I think she's a hot babe, dude. I mean, I get no pushback from this asset because there's nobody holding. I can't do that with an apartment building. I got to call my banker up for permission. See the difference between real estate? Even if I'm in an apartment building, dude, I got to call somebody up and get permission. So, one, I don't know why we would want to tell the IMF, the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the rest of these creatures that we want to poke them in their eyeball and take away their monopoly ball. Like, why do you want to do that? Like, let's just kind of skittle in here, get BlackRock to like the ETF. Once they see the returns, dude, we'll do this thing. If it's as good as it's supposed to be, it will act like Mercury and find every gap. Okay, it'll just take over. We are being like too reactive. Just stick to our knitting, man. We have an awesome product. It's unlike no other product. We're talking about two things really: time and freedom. Time and freedom. Those are the things that are important, not how much money you're making. Once you start looking at things in time, you're like, oh, there's only one money that makes up for my time decay, right? And that is Bitcoin. Most people won't understand that, but like I can take you through a chart and show you how that is absolutely real. And then you got to just ask yourself, well, if time and freedom are the two things that are really, really, really important, what is freedom? What is freedom?
Gary Cardone shared an insightful analysis of Bitcoin and its relevance in relation to financial independence and individual freedom in his final words. He starts out by drawing attention to the distinctive features of Bitcoin by comparing it with more conventional assets. In contrast to centralized organizations like governments or financial institutions, Bitcoin is independent. Gary draws a comparison between the limited availability and scarcity of Bitcoin and the uniqueness of human existence. He contends that historically, people have misunderstood and underestimated things that are truly important, such as Bitcoin. Gary believes that investing in Bitcoin should be done over a long period of time. It should not be done as a speculative short-term investment. In his words, Bitcoin is a breakthrough financial tool that allows people to safely save capital over time, much like a pension or retirement program. Gary's message ultimately centers on the ideas of freedom and time. He makes the case that Bitcoin provides a special remedy for the degrading effects of time and individual freedom, highlighting its capacity to hold money over time. He emphasizes the value of freedom in the search for a satisfying life and invites viewers to reconsider their priorities. Until next time, happy investing. And don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos like this.